Hi, friends, it's Mrs. McCarver, and it's time for today's reading lesson. Yesterday, we started to look at a new book, but there was something kind of odd about it. All the words were covered up with sticky notes, and we were able to learn just from the pictures. I was thinking that the author wanted to teach me about how they're making tires and other things out of this material they get out of the trees. So today, what we're going to do is look a little closer, and this time I'm going to take the sticky notes off the words so that we can learn even more from the words and see how it goes together with the pictures. So I took the sticky notes off the cover, and now I can see the title is Bend It, Stretch It, Rubber. I was thinking all those things we saw in the picture were made out of the same material, and I bet it's all made out of rubber. So let's go back inside and see what else we can learn from the words. All right, so now we know that the topic of this book is about rubber. And that makes sense because we saw these tires on the front, and that black part of the tire is made out of rubber. So let's see what else we can learn. When I take these sticky notes off, it says rubber can bend, rubber can bounce, rubber can stretch. Before, I was confused about why a toy, these balloons, and that basketball were all together on the same page. But now I know that these things all must be made out of rubber. And it's telling me that rubber can bend. Oh, look, someone has taken these balloons and they bent them, they stretched them to make these shapes. It also says rubber can bounce. Well, that's the basketball. Even a balloon can bounce, right? It must be how the material is, the rubber. And rubber can stretch. So we know they stretch these balloons and this toy. So now I'm understanding that what I see in the picture is connected to what it's teaching me in the words. So I can picture rubber in my head, and I know I can stretch it, bounce it, bend it. All these things do that without breaking. So rubber must be a pretty flexible material. Now let's see what else we can learn here. Remember, we saw in the pictures, we thought maybe all these things were made out of the same material. And this showed where it came from. Let's check the words. Many things are made of rubber. That's what we thought. Rubber comes from rubber trees. Well, we were thinking that maybe this is how you made that tire. I would have never known before I read this book that rubber comes from a tree. Here the words say there's the tree. This is called sap, latex sheets, rubber, and a tire. And I notice these arrows are pointing to the next thing. So it's like they're connected. It goes from the tree. That's where you get the sap, which they roll into latex sheets, which they make into rubber, which they can use to make a tire. So now I'm seeing that these words are matching the pictures and explaining what's happening in each picture. This was another page we looked at. It says, here are the rubber trees. The rubber trees give the sap to make the rubber. Oh, I wasn't sure what was leaking out of this tree before, but now I know that white stuff is called the sap. The runny sap drips slowly into the cup. So they're using a cup to catch this sap, which is coming out of the tree. It says it drips slowly. I bet that's really thick. And here it even says sticky. So that helps me to picture what that would feel like if I touched it. We can continue reading and putting together what we see or what we noticed in the pictures with the words that we read on the pages. Today we looked to put together what we knew from the pictures and connected it to what we're learning from the words. So today I'd like you to go back to the books you've been reading, your nonfiction books, and see what else you can learn about your topic from the words. Think about how it's connected to what you saw in the pictures.